volunteering to make calls to reach out to our fellow Americans to remind you how important you vote is. I'm not. How you doing? Have you voted already?
Give me a second.
You did? Thank you. Thank you so very much. You know, it's so important that everybody participates.
Decision Desk HQ can now project that former President Donald Trump will be our next president, the 47th president of the United States. DDHQ projects Trump will win the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Having just predicted that he will win Alaska, that will put him at 270, and that will win the Electoral College.
Wow, guys. Wow. The fake campaign may officially be over at this point, guys. And we just can't say that they didn't try, because they definitely did. They did their very best to make us believe that Kamala Harris was at least better than President Joe Biden. But when you see her doing calls with no one but her camera app, you basically question why she was handpicked in the first place. Now, to date, guys, I didn't think that we actually heard anything from her camp, given that Donald Trump is set to win and become the 47th president of the United States of America. In fact, Kamala Harris supporters in Washington, D.C., they were told to go home, as the VP was not going to address them as initially expected. She literally abandoned her entire support team. Just didn't, I mean, that is not a leader, guys. Watch.
We did just hear from Cedric Richmond making the announcement to the thousands who had gathered here. Frankly, many of them had already left as we approached 1 o'clock, saying that they would not hear from the Vice President Kamala Harris tonight, instead saying that she would speak to her supporters, not just here at Howard University, her alma mater, but to the nation as well, in an address that would take place at some point tomorrow. No specifics on when that would occur. For those who have kept track of the Trump era, you'll remember in 2016, a very similar circumstance there at the Javits Center in New York City at Hillary Clinton headquarters, where one of her top aides, John Podesta, came out and spoke to the crowd saying she wouldn't be speaking. Ultimately, she conceded the next morning, Wednesday morning. So a lot of votes still out there. No plans for any concessions, certainly at this point. But I can tell you, in conversations we've had with a series of individuals, including a Democrat who was attending a donor event that was taking place at one of the glitzy hotels not far from where we are here in Washington, D.C., they say the atmosphere there was like a funeral. Another person said that the situation, in their words, was just, quote, not good right now. So many blank stares, glum faces, people not so much holding back tears, but certainly unable to crack a smile here. They had been handing out American flags early on. As some of the early numbers were out, they were cheering and waving those flags. But as the night progressed and they watched the returns come in, no more waving flags. In fact, they asked for the television to be muted here with the returns, with the exception of Hawaii, Colorado, other places that Harris won. They turned them on and got cheers for that. Instead, they blasted music to try to sort of distract from the situation, try to give a little pick-me-up to the people here.
Wow, that was a big L that they took, guys. And there's a very good reason as to why all this happened. Guys, it came down to voters who care more about policies rather than just identity, okay? Because there was a very clear and distinct difference between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump's voters, guys. Now, just to give you a quick idea, this is what we heard from some of her supporters. Watch.
It is time for a change.
What do you mean by that?
I'm just here for women's rights and stuff like that, and just, I don't really like to talk about it like in depth that much. But
Sure. Are you a first-time voter?
I voted in not a presidential. I'm a first-time presidential voter.
Tell me, how are you feeling about voting in your first presidential election?
I'm a little scared, but it's exciting. I mean, it's definitely surreal almost to just like be here, you know, be able to do this. I'm excited to be able to have a voice and stand up for what I believe in. And
Would you mind sharing who you're going to vote for in there?
Kamala
Harris.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, this woman, girl, I don't know how old she is, seems like she knows nothing. And she's fallen into this camp of people who are just voting for Kamala because she's a woman. And I'm just supporting her. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about her policies. I don't know what she's planning on doing. I don't know what she has done. But it's time for change. So you don't know what she's done. You don't know where she's going to take the country, but you just know that you want change. Guys, believe it or not, this was actually posted on X by the official Kamala HQ account. Why on earth would you want to promote this type of voter? Like, why would you want to broadcast that? Like, this is not a good look for your brand. Anyway, to which users on X claim that this is the typical response of a Kamala Harris supporter. I'm sorry, this is not good. Almost none of them have a specific reason as to why they're even voting for her in the first place. Maybe it's the Meg Thee Stallion concerts, Beyonce, who didn't perform, LeBron James, who now supports her or endorsed her, Taylor Swift, Oprah Winfrey, who knows? But guys, all they know is that Donald Trump is a bad guy and that Kamala Harris is the only safe option. These individuals are the ones who continue to tune in to all the mainstream liberal far left media news outlets, right? The same people who continue to believe the propaganda that's been peddled across this country ever since Donald Trump ran for president. But it's encouraging to see that the past 4 years have actually opened up a lot of eyes and minds, because they can keep telling us these things that are getting better, that Kamala Harris she'll turn the page and give us a better opportunity. But all of this is just talk compared to the results that they've provided to us, which brings me to how some Democrats have actually changed their minds, which has actually led to this major shift that I want to show you guys. Watch.
Voted for Donald Trump. Walk me through why you cast that vote.
Yeah, so just seeing what's been happening in the past 4 years, I voted Democrat the past 4 years, and I'm really disappointed in the administration, how everything has been going. I was in the mortgage industry for quite some time, and that hurt us pretty bad. I lost my job because of it. Dealing with the recession and everything. And I know that everyone's saying we're looking for solutions from every party, right? But in actuality, the solutions they came up with were no solutions. It hurt us even more. Now you have to have a son with parents and daughter, all the families get together to be able to even afford a home or even afford a rent.
So the economy is the number one issue for you?
Absolutely. It impacts every one of us.
Did you vote for Biden in 2020?
I did. I'm sorry. I did. Yeah, I did. I was deceived, but I'm a walking example of how people can change their mind. You just go with the evidence of what benefits you and your family. So Biden has not been beneficial to my family, at least.
Wow. And this is pretty much what has pushed Donald Trump to win it all, guys. The past 4 years have been awful. And meanwhile, Americans across the United States suffered. The Biden-Harris administration had no problem providing billions of dollars, billions with a B, dollars for war overseas. But they didn't have any money for Americans here. Beyond that, they provided billions more to illegal immigrants. So it's pretty safe to say that the American people, they're tired of all this. It's painful to watch. It also helps to keep an open mind for all of us to understand just what Donald J. Trump stands for. Now, guys, this actually reminds me of Megyn Kelly. So Megyn Kelly was a strong critic of Donald Trump back in the day. However, Megyn Kelly has since changed her mind when she uncovered the truth. Now, guys, I talked about this in detail in a previous live video that you guys definitely need to watch next. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for hitting the like button and subscribing. Check out this video here next, and I'll see you guys on the next one.